Good morning, everybody. All righty. So S&Ps, I remember from yesterday, moved up a little, not too much from where they were pre-market yesterday when we spoke. Um, coming up into this resistance area, you know, obvious to everybody, sellers up there. And they've come a long way in a short amount of time, likely for them to stall. Cleared the pivot highs. Um, so now we wait to see, do they make a reversal, which at some point they're going to. Right? They stall here, maybe they go higher, maybe they make all-time highs. Um, yesterday I mentioned in the green room, almost every S&P sector was down except for technology. The communication sector was up a bit because of some of the things. I think Netflix being in there and Metastock was up a bit. So that had it up. If they weren't in there, that would have been down on the day. Um, so it was all about tech and the Stargate thing yesterday. And so now Trump speaks at 11 o'clock at Davos, and it's going to be via satellite. I mean, I don't know if it's Zoom or whatever they're using. Um, so everybody will be listening to what he has to say. Um, Maybe gives some direction to interest rates. Who knows? Um, Things seem to be moving fast. But just look, sticking to the charts, maybe S&P can get a bit higher. Our internals total put call ratio is into the upper bands. Breadth has reached above 200, so we have alignment of sentiment and breadth. Interestingly, the equity, which often leads, has not pushed up in there. Nonetheless, we've got an agreement here, and we'll see if that does at some point. Um, as we look at most of these markets, well, I don't have to put that there. We've got basically a big wide trading range and the avoidance of the downside based on the economic news that came out the previous week. And on Wednesday, prices started to spike up on hopes of another cut, more liquidity. In any event, uh, overall, not very attractive patterns. We need to see things settle down, and so we'll see. And so the Qs, NASDAQ futures came up to the top pivot. Clearly, they're underperforming. They're not as high as the S&P. And financials didn't do much. They were actually down yesterday a bit. So that certainly held back the S&P. Nothing of significance. Take a look at the XLF. Well, yeah, it is the YM is the clear leader, and I mentioned over the last, well, probably since sometime last week that I had the best potential to be, since it was the clear leader to the downside, often is the case. Um, so S&Ps are, you know, they took a little bit of a rest at this little resistance area, and so we should just move this up here. There's overlapping opens and closes. We've got an unfilled gap. This is major support. This is where it held. So we'll see if we get some kind of a pullback or choppy consolidation here and then a continuation or whatever it's going to do. So at this point, I guess the as far as some of these markets go, just leave them alone, waiting for a pullback, see if we get a new long setup. And if you're an intraday trader, we'll see if we can get a turn day. Some of them, like this is a turn day, green to red, whereas you start to get a consolidation on the 65-minute, and then maybe we get some intraday short setups. Um, the Russell underperformed, unlike the Dow, had this turn day and doing nothing. So this is pulling back. It's pretty much a mess, but this is what I'm talking about here with, the hourly chart starting to move more sideways and starting to roll over. And, we've got this consolidation area. So kind of opens up the door to a little more downside. But overall, relatively messy pattern. And the Dow, pushed up into the void. It is moving sideways on the 65. And we've got a cluster of pivots down here. And this looks the most attractive as I'm looking at these. If it should break here for an intraday short setup, if it breaks, that maybe get some kind of retracement down to the 50, which would do nothing to, you know, change the bullish outlook. Well, I should say bullish to neutral outlook on the daily chart over here, where maybe a pullback toward the 20. And as this comes down, maybe, I mean, the 50, the 50 is the green line. And this kind of maybe comes up over the next few days. Um, so more of a let's wait and see what these things do. Bitcoin, top of the range, pulling back. Ideally, it goes sideways up here from a bullish point of view, not go back down to the bottom of the trading range. So another trading range scenario. Most of them are wide trading range scenarios because of the way things went down pretty dramatically and came back up, and a lot of whipping back and forth. Spiders are pretty much, well, down a little bit. Where were they? They were gapping below yesterday's low. So yesterday, remember, we looked at the spiders and they were actually leading the futures, which is typically not the case. It's the other way around. Futures traders just, hey, it's going up. Keep buying it. It's going up. And the SPX and SPY kind of follow along. And at some point, maybe the futures get ahead of themselves. Whereas, interestingly, this got ahead of itself and pushed up into the resistance, further into the resistance area. So, now gapping down, really unfilled gaps down here. You want to mark off and set an alert down there. Maybe that fills the gap today. I'd say that's a possibility. Have an alert down there. This unfilled gap probably, I think, should not be filled for, hey, if this thing is going to continue going up, it's not going to get filled, obviously. But the pattern that we would need to see is some kind of pullback, chopping around. This gap gets filled. The 50 comes up, goes sideways here for a while, and then we anticipate, this breaking out to new all-time highs. Internals, come off of these levels, and yeah, we'll just have to see, how far price is correct. And as I always just assessing things, you can see the trading range over here on the weekly time frame. And SPX, the numbers didn't move from yesterday, which is interesting. I said it, then the downside was the better odds bet. Being because prices were gapping up, it was so far away, it wasn't touched. That one looked like, maybe, but it was up above resistance. That wasn't touched. And so, prices are now down here. And I still think the downside is a no-brainer. That's unlikely. You got an unfilled gap, and a little extra support down there. So probably going to just jiggle around here. Everybody will be waiting to see what Trump has to say at 11. I didn't even look at the jobless claims today. Consensus was 220, came in at 223, a little higher. Nobody cared, I guess, for the most part. There's some crude oil numbers coming. Yeah, yeah. I see that. So a little bit more. So markets like to see more people out of work, so the Fed can cut. Uh, Markets don't give a damn about you and I, but neither did the prior administration. All right, gold is doing a lot of nothing. Up at the top of the range, kind of ground its way up there. Crude oil is up a little bit. It's on that minor support that we looked at yesterday. So clear place where buyers will speculate a turn, regardless of opening the spigots. And silver just continues to be a mess. Let's take a peek at copper here. Pretty messy too. Maybe that makes a turn there. Semiconductors. It was all about semiconductors. They cleared this resistance area. So some of them look amazing. Some of them are still dogs. So it's kind of a mixed picture with semiconductors, I guess, is what they do. Are they connected to AI? But if you look at something like ARM, clearly that is a favorite. That blasted yesterday. Advanced micro devices, not so loved, but typically will bring up the rear at some point. MU, top of the trading range. NVIDIA, just overall another trading range type of situation. So plenty of messy charts out there to deal with as prices unfold. A lot of earnings becoming here on regional banks. So this could be a good place to consider as what goes on here, if whether they can start moving up from here. So that's it from me, Dan.
That's it. You just started.
I just finished.
Okay. So we've been playing these up and downs, these wide swings very well. You could just look at our portfolio at any time and see our bias. So we've been trimming things into strength, tightening stops. Raul SJT. Raul is our resident buy setup expert. Sure, came down a little hard, but I like the potent reversal yesterday. San Juan Basin Realty. What do you think they do, Sam? SJT, I think that used to be St. Jude Hospital, if my recollection is right. Alarms, like always, Microsoft, we did a nice put spread and covered half. It was an early alarm, so nothing to do. Apple, relative strength. I did a put spread into the close yesterday on this breakout, and I apologize for not making it official. I forgot, but it's for Friday. Has earnings next week. I was typing to Alex. We could get almost $1 for the 217s. Yeah, not a no-brainer, but deep retracement, climb a reversal of 200, so that's not bad. Oracle, yeah, exactly, Robert, exactly right. Oracle, and that's what I told myself that I was going to do it into the close, which I did. Oracle, we did a beautiful, we look at these gap trades every day, right? And look for any stock or option trading opportunity we like. And it's a bullish as can be gap, but it's excessive after running this far. So we shorted the 200s naked. We were going to do the same thing with Netflix, same rationale, but we couldn't get a good credit because they were all expensive unless you wanted to do it naked. Qualcomm alarm, we're in trail mode here. Looks good now. My alarm went off pre-market, but now we're back in the green, so that looks good. And those are all my well, not team alarm. I team is a a long over yesterday's high. GWRE, we're long on this wide range breakout. And look how lucky we got. It's being added to something or other. So I sent out an alert just saying, shoot, did I say sell all or half? Yeah, I think all. Yeah, Charlie India, I said half. So Charlie India, my alarm went off 209.05. The spreads when I looked at it, so that is a real print. But the spreads were like 293 to 298, something like that. So it might be hard getting filled. Yeah, that's what I'm explaining right now. So let's see where it opens. Here, I'll put it right here. I got GE and the other computer. So yeah, we got lucky on two gap ups there. And we also have a put spread on Charlie India. So let's go to earnings now. And I gave a big list of call and put spread ideas, and you'll see that I got overwhelming amount of call spread ideas, which is not surprising. AMAT, there's a number of semis down. Yeah, we're not going to get filled now. Shoot, AMAX is a AMAT. There are some news, there's always news and kind of earnings the way, China or the US restricts sales and this and that. But AMAT, LRCX, MU. Now MU is more bullish, but it's gapping under that green bar. So that's a call. That's why this one's on my list. Call spread idea for tomorrow's Friday. All right. So KMI call spread idea. It was gapping down. Now it's back up. So, whenever I say their ideas, they gotta set up. All right, so this one, gapping under here, Alcoa, call spread, KNX. I was gonna say put spread, but now the gap's too big, so forget it. DFS, wow, look at that power 15. Look, that's just a trend channel power churning uptrend. But I got no setup for me. Excel 66. There you go. There's a good call spread. That was on my call spread list. So all these on the list, I could use some eyes and help. This one, call spread, Tuesday's high. Cade, no prints, slug. Up a little, maybe 30-minute high. It's kind of an inverse head and shoulder with a lower right shoulder. Khaki flat, no interest, RLI, $72, nasty gap down. 32.50. It's a bullish gap, but no price void. Katie, small gap down. Set an alarm. I don't know. There's no good void. Sam and I always go through these earnings for possible trades. We do it every day around 3 p.m. in the green room, and both of us couldn't find a single interesting setup last night, whether a sloppy pattern or just no premium or weeklies. Plixus 155. So big gap. This will be interesting to see where if buyers want to come up there. PLXS. I'll put that one on the bottom right. Blob. I don't like the overlapping bars, and that's kind of a sign of low volume. Banner. I don't see any prints, but it shows it up. Gap under resistance, no interest. All right, GE. All right, similar to, well, no, the others are just successive gaps. This one is like a vanilla gap and crap. I was hoping it was gapping up here to 206. But look, it's gapping off my charts. It's huge. So, like 15-minute low, if it can't bounce, a 1 DTE call spread and day trade short, UNP 245. Nice bullish, that should help transports. ELV. Now that I love these patterns. It's called we call it a bearish gap that bullies with a void. So, but for earnings, this would have been a long over yesterday's high. Bottoming pattern, and then my target would have been this prior high, but gap messed it up. WTW. Yeah, I'll put it on the list. It's technically not a 1, 2, 3, Alex, because these bars are much higher, but we don't get hung up on perfection if we have a pattern. WTW, what is this adding? What the hell happened? WTW. Zulu India alarm just went off. We're short this. Nice, nice. Nice on Zulu India. Let's set a new alarm. That's one of our shorts. Yeah, we started picking up some shorts yesterday as we were tightening our stops on longs. FCX call spread. Northern Trust opening flat. It's still strong, bullish daily, weekly, monthly, but no void. MKC sell setup, call spread. American Airlines call spread, but call spread if there's any juice. MMYT, no pattern. Alaska Airlines. Ideally, they'll close with an inside bar, and then if it's going to continue strong, but look at the angle of these railroad tracks. Just the angle of that, and then being far from the 200. If I took the candles off, I would tell you powerful, strong uptrend, but danger when you get a reversal because it's up so much. TCBI, we'll come back. AUB down a little bit. We'll come back. No prints, but don't like, well, if we're able to, if it gaps up here and then 30-minute high could be a day trade. But you can see these patterns aren't great. 33.50. That's bullish on a pullback. Inverse head and shoulder. Light volume, overlapping bars. HCO, gapping at 30, put spread idea if there's any juice, but it trades sloppy. And those are all the earnings. This is miscellaneous stuff. I typically don't like shorting things that are down so much unless you have a lot of bars giving you more information in a continuation pattern. And that's exactly what we have. I mean, look, for 2 weeks, it couldn't bounce. Green bars ignored, now closing breakdown. Pang, I'm hoping to get a 1, 2, 3. X-ray, same, bottoming pattern, put spread idea. I actually gave this one last night, post-market, if you like over-the-counter penny stocks. And so we bought it right around here. Looks like we're flat. EA, I think, was a earnings warning. Wow, look at that double top. I mean, but for this gap reversal right here, that's a textbook WM top. Wow. And look, couldn't bounce, gap down. But look, wow, that's gapping under this weekly support. That is a nasty gap. So I have it as a put spread watch.
Thought it could be a put spread if it took out the. I know it would have been if it would have taken out the top of the base. And if you look at the earnings, yeah, that's a big nasty drop. Why don't you sell a naked put on that? Yeah,
That's what I just said.
I thought you said put spread.
Oh, well, I did, but same thing. It's choice, same thing. But yeah, it's on my list. It's on my list. All right, Clack, I mentioned those. And Jable, Climo, it doesn't have weeklies, or else that would be a beautiful. Hey, it could be a 5 minute low day trade short. I like it. 5 minute low has a void down to 165. And it also would be a no-brainer call spread, but like I said, um, no weeklies. Piton, big old topping pattern, void. My alarm just went off. This will be a great 30-minute low. Um, let me set a new alarm.
CNC gapped out of a base. Maybe gap fill by or some kind of little breakout.
All right, our Qualcomm is trail stopping out. Just take it. We have a nice gain. CNC. Yeah. All right. Charlie India. Why did I put Charlie India there? Charlie India. We're in. All right. I didn't. Here, we'll put CNC here. All right. PLXS bottom right. Remember I said, let's see if it, well, that gap under support. And let me put EA here just so I have it in front of my face more. Yeah, there's buyers down here. So let me check how far away I can get for tomorrow. Yep. A soon up alarm. I wonder if these options are even open. The 110s for tomorrow. Yeah, 80 cents. Midpoint.
What's the ETF for healthcare plans?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, I did it at 80 cents naked.
Yeah, healthcare plans, Alex. I see in TC 2000 there's it's not tradable. XLV. Let's buy that above the high of the day. MU could be a call spread, Dan.
Oh,
MU, it gapped under a wide range bar.
yeah, no, I know. I already, yeah, I talked about it and it's on my list.
You need to pay more attention to what you're saying. Sorry.
No kidding. So XLV. Yes. All right. So I'm in the, I did that EA. Nice. All right. Soon alarm. Nice. 30-minute high would be ideal on soon. Libitor gap down. All right. So we only had a third left. So go ahead and close that at a nice profit. That thing ripped. We had a nice gain. Another one of these, under $10 bottoming patterns we've been playing with. All right, so we're out of Libitor, Qualcomm. I'll do the math later. CNX triggered. Charlie India low alarm. 20 minutes. Fighters. I gave this as a put under yesterday's low. Has not triggered. Charlie India. Yeah, I tightened the stop right here, so I'll just let that play out. I already adjusted the put spread too, so I'm not going to worry about ours. All right, XPO. I canceled these. One, I'm going to reset the alarm. XPO. This would be ideally it chops around for another day or two, and then we buy it on Monday. Reset the alarm. Uh, yeah, yeah, I like it.
Bitcoin's up from where it was pre-market.
Oracle. Yeah, I guess let this play out. We'll get a nice open profit. This GE. Wow, that's not ready to short yet. Yeah, Bitcoin flying here. Yeah, you're right. It just went $2,000 in 15 minutes. Crazy. CNX. Yeah. More of a day trade, not a swing, because it's coming from a square bottom. Hey, Jason, do me a favor and change your drop down to everyone so everyone can see your questions. I'd wait for a bounce because that's a pretty big, like, fell over $1.40, it looks like. But the target's really the gap fill. So I'd wait for a bounce and then day trade only. for the reason I just said about the square bottom. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, welcome, Jason. Yeah, please ask questions. That's what we're here for. I didn't know you ever entered that thing. I had it on my alarm over this red bar. I never did anything. VIX falling hard. Kraken under 15. Team. Oh, it capped over the entry, so let's change it to 61.66. Sam DEI. Yeah, yeah, that's fine, Sam. Don't expect a new low, but that's fine. There's a big enough void. Here, look at this TNXP I got us into last night. Don't tell Alex though. He said he says our strategies don't work on penny stocks. So don't tell him. Steve, you know what's so funny? I almost told I almost told Sam the same thing. I'm going to put an offer on mine at 40 and see if it gets a nice little blast. Oh, this is pharmaceutical. I didn't pick up on that. All right, order sent. I know, Steve. I was so glad Trump shut all those DEI programs down. The first day that that thing came, you all know me. I'm like a visionary. I say something immediately, and then 6 to 30 months later, they'll finally be saying the same thing. When that thing came out, I said, how is this not per se reverse discrimination? Hey, remember I mentioned Zoom, Fred, short the other day? You like it better now?
Yeah, looks good.
Now we're on a balance or half.
Well, who knows? It'll bounce. Do half or just do a third.
No, half's fine. Let's check call spread too. Team hitting.
Bitcoin stocks are cooking.
Do you have any for us?
Well, we'd keep an eye on block. Man, if that closed like that, we've got to be in it today.
Yeah. I say I say either half lot right now or 30-minute high. Absolutely.
30-minute high better. It's already run pretty good.
Yeah, nice daily, nice weekly sandwich.
Coin, that's chopping sideways. No, I don't want to see it maybe later in the day.
What does this one have? It does. But only monthlies. Wow. Wow, these are juicy. They're spready. 44s are 40 by 80. I'm going to try 70. I'm going to put some orders out at multiple strikes. 43, 50, 45, 85. Tell you if I get filled on any of those. Oh, my alarm on Jeff just went up. We did a call spread yesterday. It's holding stronger than I wanted it, of course, but we had $10 a cushion for tomorrow. That stopped yesterday high. Yep, Bitcoin is flying. Vert alarm. Wow. Can't drink in quantities. Well, drink slow. Hey man, we got to cancel excessive. Yeah.
It's short a half spot of spiders or SP, what is it, SPXL, stop above yesterday's high. What's a day trade? I don't really know place to make it a little tighter.
Let's do a stop here, but at a profit. You all look at this. The stock is against where we entered it, and we're at over 50% of max profit.
What kind of criminal things you trading?
I'm going to do a lesson on this. What do you mean criminal? What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about now. Oracle, hit the alarm. I'll go ahead and take it. Although, 200s look fine. So out at 23 cents.
It's in the gap fill, Alex. Fill in the gap. It's extended on the daily. Is that resistance? Could fill that gap. Do the 5 minute chart. You're looking at mine anyway.
Alex, is this the one you asked me about a few minutes ago? I didn't answer you. There's a zero there for me. It's trying to make the turn, but you got two tails there. No turn on the week. There's nothing there for me. Quick. BMO still fine. Charlie India. Did it hit the stop? 288.67. No, it didn't, by 6 cents on the back half. Check the puts, 282. Wow, the put spread is still hanging in there with the juice. Yeah, because then the next resistance is 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 nearby, and the market's at a bearish turn here. No, zero interest. All right, Jeff. Um, all right, things diamonds quite the relative strength to the other three today. Wow. I said in the video last night over the high, it looks like it'll grind higher, but I don't think it'll go by itself. UVH short going nowhere. The ping. See, Alex, remember we made the decision to sit in it? Now we can move stop yesterday's high. 22.47. Still a mess though. I sure. So, I mean, ask yourself a question. Would you buy a call option on this pattern now? All right, block over the hundreds, 49, 20.
Worked if you gave it enough time.
Well, but answer my question. Would you buy a call on if you weren't in it? Would you buy a call on it right now?
Well, I think it's bottoming. So that's why I said the time thing. If on a
Well,
short-term basis, hell no.
well, okay, that was the answer. I'm surprised you were hesitating.
No, I don't. Okay, for conversation purposes, what if you went out 2 months?
I wouldn't do it, period. Or it's every friggin' MT live. We say start with a compelling pattern. And even a bottoming pattern, go look at our MT live. Every slide is juicy. You got the tells and it's ready.
Isn't the weekly kind of a bottoming pattern? It's got major support. It's got a big green bar yet last week, and now
Okay.
it's got a bottoming tail bar.
Okay.
It's
So,
not done, but
so two things. Multiple time frame analysis is an alignment, number one. Number two, then sell a 142 put and to get paid while you're waiting for something to set up. Or number three, why even mirage trade? Focus on something better. Or
no, I wouldn't call it a mirage trade. I'd say it's an anticipatory thing. That's why I mentioned the time element of it.
all right, well, you and Alex have fun. I got I got enough better charts to watch. All right, we're at a VA. Nice quick gain. Out at 35. So we made over 50% and the stock went against us. Remember we showed you Roger's little diagram in MT Live yesterday? Stock went against me and I still made money. Yeah, it's not me. Sam, is that a sarcastic question? I hate managing. Well, let me rephrase. I hate managing my own account. I don't mind managing all these open trades because, I can just do it and, you know, here's a stop and I have no emotion in it. But I mean, we all know this. I manage my own personal trades tighter than we teach, without a doubt. Alex, that I got no problem with that at all. In fact, I mean, you all remember the story when I had my assistant Susie. She had a login to my TOS account, and she did exactly that. She managed all my trades for me, and I loved it.
How did she know what to do?
She followed the rules.
What are the rules?
Trail prior bars low and this and that. And I'll drop down to a smaller time frame based on retracement. I don't want to own it if it goes there. All right, we have a nice open gain in this thing already. Let's move stuff break even. Alex Kaping looking a lot better now. Met her hanging in there, working on a little bull rectangle consolidation. Unum can tighten the stop. 75.24. Now, but Sam, I love entering trades. Are you kidding me? When I was an active day trader with Greg in New York, I'd do 40 day trades a day. I got no problem getting into things like there's a pattern, boom. And then ideally, I think just let Susie deal with it, whatever pops in to her minder. I mean, she can't do that as a scalp, but she did that for all my swings and credit spreads and all that. The NX alarm. That's a new short today. I just keep setting low alarms. I don't know about the downgrade, Robert, but no. I mean, common sense, and I don't mean that mean. Common sense. I've never seen, a stock fall that percent on a downgrade. So there's 99.9% chance if you ever see a gap like that, whether you can find it on a Google search or not, guaranteed there's news. And so in this case, no, oh, I didn't even know about the article, but no, in this case, they came out and gave a profit warning. Wow, look how that block, Greg, just pulled in step by step penny with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin just fell $2,000 after running 4,000. And they say that's considered a stable instrument. I don't consider that stable.